Jungle Cruise got a facelift, and I guess they're done. It's scheduled to reopen on July 16th, next Friday. But today, there appeared to be a soft opening, and we got a first look at the new Jungle Cruise, and I'm going to show you that next on FreshBaked. Hello again, everybody, and welcome back to FreshBaked. I'm your host, David, and yeah, it looks like we're a week early. A week early. Jungle Cruise. There are people there today. FreshBaked Street Team member Jason Klein, courtesy of Twitter, shared with us these images. These are live looks today, just a couple hours ago, of the Jungle Cruise. You guys are just walking right in. Man, can you imagine walking around Disneyland right now, going through Adventureland and say, oh, I guess we can ride the Jungle Cruise right now? It's great seeing the doors open again. And look, there's a new sign out front too. I think that's a new sign. Here's a look at the Mekong Maiden, the new boat that's been overrun by locals. This is a shot, I assume, from one of the guest boats. Dude, it's real. People are seeing this right now. It's real, it's happening, it's now. Here's a scene we saw previously in the concept art. Looks even better in person. You got some butterflies over here. This guy's looking through a magnifying glass. And then here's a close-up look at Trader Sam's gift shop. I'm curious if there's any Easter eggs in here. These are lost and found items turned souvenirs. I got to take a good close look at this one of these days. Are those Jingle Cruise decorations, maybe? Like, that's an Easter egg, right? If that's what they are. Thanks again to Jason for these photos, and thanks again to our street team who have been showing up big time. You guys have been great. If you're in the park and you see something that you think FreshBaked wants to see or our fans want to see, shoot a video, take a picture, or just tell us a story. Let us know what happened. You can DM me on Twitter at FreshBaked Disney, that's fresh no E, or just add us. Or you can email me directly, david@freshbakedisney.com, and you might even score a Dole Whip out of it, just like Jason Klein did today. And look at this, while we're recording this video, more shots for the street team are flowing in. This one is from Trisha Ramsey, and she got a very nice shot of the Mekong Maiden with some guest reference, proof of life. This is a real thing and it's really happening. Here's another one from Trisha of the new chimpanzee scene taking inventory. You can see this is just before the backside of water where the other native scene was, just across the river. Here's a very nice long shot of Trader Sam's gift shop. I think it looks great. Fewer trees? It seems like there's more light here. I feel like they maybe took a couple trees out. Oh, and we can confirm that Ellie has decided to hang around with Sam. If you look closely, I know it looks like she's got a cold, but it's not. Thanks again to Trisha for these photos, and thanks again to the FreshBaked Street Team. I'm really more and more looking forward to seeing this in person next week, or maybe even tomorrow if we're lucky, because we're going to be in the parks tomorrow as well. Might even be lucky enough to see it then. In the meantime, Disney also shared some images on the parks blog today. Let's check that out. There again is the Mekong Maiden. This shot is from in front of the boat. And then here's a close-up. That's a great shot. That's a really, really good shot. The boat looks great. And I'm loving that the Jungle Cruise as a ride has become a character in its own show. It's very clever, very meta. Here's our first look at the new Rhino scene, getting his point across. And I have to say, this looks really, really good. It's all going to depend on how well the jokes land. But then I have no real concerns myself. Jungle Cruise skippers are super creative and funny. There are some really talented people out there, and I think we're going to have a great time with this. And here's another first look at the Trader Sam's gift shop, but from a longer view. Somebody's missing some shorts. And then finally, in the same update, Disney shared a behind-the-scenes video, which is really cool. I love when they do these things. And when you look at the video, you can see that it looks like we're getting a new scene right at the dock. Before you even get on your boat, you can see a new scene. And I'm guessing that scene went here. I think that looks about right. They had room for it anyway. Lots of scenes remain untouched. There's the Mekong Maiden, and it looks like this scene is taking place where the natives were that were doing the hokey pokey. You know what, I'm just gonna show you the whole video. Here you go.
We are at the world-famous Jungle Cruise, where we're doing some enhancements to Walt's original Disneyland Jungle Cruise.
So when we set out to update the Jungle Cruise, we had 3 goals that were important to us as we went through our development. 1, keep it classic. This has to remain the Jungle Cruise that everyone knows and loves. 2, bring a sense of inclusivity to this project. We want to make sure that everyone that rides the Jungle Cruise can see themselves in the characters in this experience. And 3, it has to be about the skippers. The skippers are what bring this experience to life.
We took a ride this morning with the whole crew to take a look at how things were progressing. We had the audio team and the lighting team and the landscaping team, and it gave us an opportunity to look at everything together. Today we were able to actually see the chimp boat, the Mekong Maiden, and we had our Imagineer team working on brushing out the fur and setting up the props, working on the animation.
One of the highlights of this experience is getting to work with our Imagineering partners at Disneyland. Not often do we get to do a project bi-coastal. So we have incredibly talented Imagineers who are working around the clock to do the same thing that we're doing here at Walt Disney World, which is bring a more inclusive, more relevant, fun experience to the Jungle Cruise.
Working with the Walt Disney World team, we developed the props together. There was a lot of conversation about the gags, so we worked very hard on making sure that we were in sync together with the story that we were telling. This is the first time we've been able to really hear the audio in the attraction. The audio adds so much to the energy of every scene. So hearing that today was really a big deal for me. This is a natural transition because Walt's original Jungle Cruise was very serious. After a few years, they decided that they needed to add some humor to it. And so to naturally today be redoing some of those same sets with something that's even, new and funnier and maybe more relevant today is really perfect.
And there you go, guys. Jungle Cruise is ready to go. It is done. It is done. So I'm not sure, again, if what's happening today is it's open for good or if this is just a soft opening. We'll find out. If it is still open tomorrow, we'll be sure to get you guys some full coverage. I expect to do a side-by-side video comparing, before and after. Those are always fun. A couple ride-throughs, one during the day, one at night. Lots of photos. We're going to have full coverage of the new, updated Jungle Cruise, hopefully as soon as tomorrow, or I should say this weekend. Otherwise, stay tuned to FreshBaked for next week when it opens to the public. And stay tuned to FreshBaked anyway, because we are the leading authority, the best coverage you're gonna find on Disneyland anywhere on the YouTubes. So aside from that, follow us on Instagram at _FreshBaked, and on Twitter at FreshBakedDisney, that's Fresh with no E, and on TikTok at FreshBakedDisney. Until next time, thanks again for watching, everybody. Be safe out there, be kind to one another. FreshBaked.